In today's video, I'm gonna tell you what it means to be in a buyer beware state, which Alabama is a buyer beware state, what you need to know, what we can do about it, and how this can actually be a big benefit to you. Hey guys, if you're watching this channel, there's a good chance that you are considering moving to Tuscaloosa. A lot of people hit my channel that are negotiating a job or considering relocating to the area, or maybe you live here already, but you're renting and you're ready to make that big move, to actually buy something. Either way, I'm going to tell you in this video what you need to know when it comes to Alabama being a buyer beware state. Most states out there are not buyer beware states. I'm going to explain to you what the difference is. And hey, if you're getting value out of these videos, go ahead, hit that like button on this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so that you get notified anytime a new video is created. They tell me that helps in the YouTube world. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but if you could do that, that would help me out tremendously. So, buyer beware, what does that mean? Okay, what it means simply is that you as the buyer who's buying a piece of real estate, it is your job and it is your duty to do your due diligence on that property. The seller does not have to disclose hardly anything that they know about the property, okay? They don't have to disclose it if they know about it and we ask about it. They are supposed to disclose, certain things, but even that is hit or miss. So in other states that are not buyer beware states, you may be familiar with a seller disclosure form. And that's where a seller who is selling their piece of real estate will actually fill out a document telling you what they know about the HVAC system, the roof, the appliances, the foundation, the electrical, all those kind of things. In Alabama, we do not typically see those because Alabama is a buyer beware state. But even if you do, and there are some real estate companies out there, ours does not, and most companies in Alabama do not do those. But even if they provide that to you, you don't need to take them at their word on that because it's not gonna really hold a bunch of weight if it comes down to it, okay? So what does that mean to you? It is your job as the buyer to get the property inspected. And that's not just looking at the roof, looking at the, flooring, the foundation, the electrical stuff. It could also be, the zoning of that property. Is it zoned for the right school zone that you want? Is it zoned for the right purpose that you want it for? Are the boundaries set correctly? Is the neighbor's fence on your property or is it on theirs? These are all issues that you as the buyer need to do your due diligence on. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit about how we do that. So number one, when we write your offer, when you see that house, you see that condo, you see that piece of land, whatever kind of property that you're looking to buy, when you find the one and we get ready to write your offer, we are going to have three options in our contract. You can either buy the property as is without getting a home inspection, and I would not recommend doing that, okay? Sometimes investors do that. Sometimes people do that to try to, win out in a bidding war. I personally would not recommend doing that, but you can. You can buy it as is without a right of inspection. Option number two is you buy the property as is with a right of inspection. That means you're gonna do as many home inspections as you want. Normally, we write it up in your offer to where you have like a 7-day or a 10-day or a 14-day period for you to get all your inspections done on the property. And you're basically telling the property owner, I'm gonna get these inspections done, and if I'm okay with everything, I'm gonna move forward. If I find something that's a deal breaker, then I can get out of the contract, okay? That's number two. Number three, which is the most common, and it's the one that I would recommend, is a right of inspection with a repair agreement. And the way that this works is that you get your same 7-day, 10-day, 14-day window to get your home inspection done. But then after your home inspections are completed, you can actually go back to the property owner and say, I want to get this, this, and this fixed, okay? You can ask for as many things as you want. I have found for me in negotiations, if you start getting real nitpicky and you start nickeling and diming people, they don't really respond well to that. So for most of my clients that I've helped over the last number of years, it's been, let's try to narrow this down to your top 3 or your top 5 things that you absolutely need to get fixed on this property in order for you to move forward. Now, how much does a home inspection cost? Okay, glad that you asked. A home inspection in our area is generally going to run somewhere between, $300 and $500, depending on the inspector. Now, when we write an offer, when we help you write an offer, we give you a list of some licensed home inspectors that we have used in the past that our clients have had good success with. And you can call them, you can shop around. That will be your decision. We do not call and order those for you. But once your offer gets accepted, that's when your 7-day or 10-day or 14-day inspection period starts. You do not get the property inspected until you've written an offer and the offer has been accepted. On the day that the offer is accepted and signed off by everybody, that is day 1 of your inspection period, okay? So the time is ticking. So generally what we recommend doing is, number 1, get a general home inspection done, okay? You can do your own. You can get a contractor to look at it, but I would not go that route, okay, for a variety of reasons. These home inspectors, they're going to go through the house. They're going to look at everything that they can look at. They're going to take pictures of everything. They're going to make notes of everything. You're going to get a 35 to 50-page report of everything that they found. Their job is to find everything, okay? So be prepared for that. It can be a little bit scary when you see that thing, but just know that is what you are hiring them to do, okay? So we get that home inspection done first. Again, that's out of your pocket. You're paying for it, okay? And I've had people before say, man, I just don't want to pay the money, blah, blah, blah. I think it's a great investment of your money because I use this as well. Again, I'm a real estate investor in addition to being, a broker and being an agent. I use home inspections to renegotiate, all right? So you might spend, let's say you spend $500 and get a very good home inspection report. There's a good chance you're going to be able to get the seller to fix at least $500 worth of repairs, okay? Sometimes it's $5,000 worth of repairs, $10,000, $20,000 worth of repairs. We've had it before where the home inspector finds out that lets us know that the roof is toast, the HVAC system is 25 years old, and we've been able to go in and negotiate for our clients that, hey, we are not moving forward on this deal unless the seller agrees to replace the roof and replace the HVAC system before closing. So to me, if you can spend $500 and you can get at least $500 back in repairs, it's a no-brainer, okay? But it's very common that they find things that are wrong. They're gonna find things that are wrong even on brand new houses. That's what you want them to do, okay? And we'll coach you through all that. We'll help you review that report when it comes in. So number 1 is getting a home inspection done. We are actually gonna write up your offer to where it says if you are not satisfied with the condition of the home, you can get out of the contract, okay? You just have to do it within that window. So if you've got a 7-day window, we got to get a home inspector out there pretty quickly, and we got to decide pretty quickly within that 7 days, are you in or are you not, okay? But when we send that repair request to the seller, normally they have 2 or 3 days to respond, okay? It's not fair to them to send it to them tonight and expect an answer tonight. If we're going to ask them to replace the roof, they may want to get a roofer that they know to give them a price, and that way they can say, yes, I can do this, or no, I can't do this, okay? They may also get their insurance company involved. If there was a hailstorm over the last couple years, they may be able to get their insurance company to replace that roof, okay? So home inspection is worth its money. I would not ever buy a home without getting a home inspection, and that's something that we will write directly into your offer, and it'll be a big part of our negotiation. So we will agree initially on, the closing cost and the price and when we're going to close. That's kind of the first round of negotiations. And then the second round of negotiations is when this home inspection report comes in. And you want to have a good inspector who's going to be thorough who can help us negotiate and give us some good data on are we getting, a good house or not. Okay, so we get our initial home inspection done. Everything is looking pretty good. Then we move on to termite inspection. So Alabama is in zone 1 for termites, worst in the country. So I also would not recommend buying a house without getting a termite inspection done, okay? Before I was in real estate, I worked in the pest control industry. I worked for a local pest control company, and I was a termite inspector. I would put on my crawl suit and I would crawl underneath houses. I would go into attics. I would, go all around the house trying to find signs of termite. And I would say roughly, again, I haven't tracked this, but I would say roughly about half the houses that I've been in, I can see some sign of where termites are there actively or they used to be there. So if you get a termite inspection done and they find that there was previous signs of termites, again, it's your call whether or not, that's a big deal or not. It would not be a big deal to me. In fact, my house that I live in, I can go into my basement and I can see where there were termites right there at that particular time. Luckily for us in the Tuscaloosa, Alabama area, we only have one species of termites. It's the eastern subterranean termite. They do cause damage, and if they go unchecked for a period of time, they can cause extensive damage. But most of the time here, if we catch it fairly early, then the pest control company can get it treated. They can get the thing repaired, and it's really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, okay? Further south of here, there's another species of termites that are way bigger, that cause way more damage. Luckily, we really don't have those here in this area, but I would not buy a house without getting a termite inspection. If the house is on a septic tank instead of being on a city sewer, which a lot of the properties here are not connected to a city sewer system, they just have a septic tank that's underground, and that's where all your wastewater goes, I would also recommend getting a septic inspection done, okay? All these things are gonna be extra costs. So $400 or $500 for a home inspection, probably $150 for a termite inspection. A septic inspection is gonna be another $300 or $400. But to me, it is money well spent, okay? Again, you can use it to negotiate, or, to me, if I spent $1,000 on inspections, but I found out that this house was a piece of junk, I would much rather spend $1,000 and never own it and never move into it than to not get the inspections done, move into it, and find out later I may have bought, a lemon, essentially. So I would definitely spend the money, get the home inspection done, use those to negotiate, and if it's a terrible home inspection and we just can't overcome it, hey, let's cancel the deal. You lost the money on the home inspection, but you saved a ton of money by not moving into a house that's gonna have issues, okay? So again, just to recap, Alabama is a buyer beware state. It is your duty as the home buyer to inspect the property, to make sure it fits what you're wanting to use it for. Zoning, HOA, restrictive covenants, school zones, all those kind of things. But it's also your duty as the buyer to get the property properly inspected. And again, we hire professionals to do that. They're licensed by the state of Alabama. They go out and do their job. They provide you a nice written report with pictures, and we're able to use that to negotiate potentially. Or if it's just a really, really good report, you might just decide, hey, money well spent, I feel good about my purchase, and now let's move forward and let's get this thing closed. But again, Alabama is a buyer beware state. You don't need to be going into this process alone. You need somebody, competent, who's capable. I tell people this story all the time. I've got a 7-year-old who plays video games. He finds games online and he plays them. I get home from work, he hands me the controller. Hey, Dad, look at this cool game. And I'm dead in 10 seconds, okay? I didn't know the bad guy was gonna pop up behind the corner. He did, all right? It's not that he's smarter than me. It's just that he's played the game longer, okay? So I'm probably not smarter than you, but this is my game. I play it all day, every day. I have for years. And so I would love to help you through this process. Again, if you're getting value out of these videos, please hit the like button on this video, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell so that you get notifications anytime I make new content, and feel free to reach out to me. I'm talking to people every day that are considering buying a piece of property in Tuscaloosa. They're looking for advice. I would love to be the one helping, guide you on this tour. You're gonna be the one making the decisions, but I would love to be your tour guide. I'm not smarter than you. I've just played this game longer, and this is my game, and I would love to help you if there's any way possible I can do that. Feel free to reach out, and I'll talk to you soon.